Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Aaliyah and today we're going to be redesigning the Equestria Girls. Now I know everyone and their mom has already done this, but I wanted to give it a try because these are some of my favorite movies ever and they have been since I was little. And I was thinking that maybe we could do it with a little bit of a twist because you all know, if you've watched my channel before, I love vintage fashion. So I was thinking I could assign an era to each pony and then I'll draw their outfit and kind of whole look based off of that fashion era. We'll be starting with Rarity, Twilight, and Applejack. So if that sounds like fun to you, then let's get into it. Okay, starting off with Rarity. She's always been my favorite pony. When I was little, I always thought that I was a mix between Fluttershy and Rarity, and I think her classy and glamorous personality is absolutely perfect for 1950s fashion. The 1950s was also my favorite fashion era, so maybe I'm a little bit biased giving it to my favorite pony, but I definitely think it works. Now, there were so many directions I could go in for this design, and I definitely could have done something a little bit more extravagant. I totally think Rarity would be the type to wear big fancy dresses and circle skirts, but for these designs, I wanted them to be a little bit more simple, so that even though all the Equestria girls are dressed in styles from totally different eras, they could still stand next to each other and look cohesive. Perhaps they're all girls from 2026, but their fashion is inspired by different eras. I'm still hoping by the end of all these redesigns that they still look like they could all be friends from the same time with unique styles. I was really inspired by her camping look. I love the little bandana she wears. I think it's so chic. So I decided to go with that kind of vibe and I gave her a little bandana in this drawing as well as a sleeveless playsuit, which I think is very simple and glamorous, exactly what I was going for. I also gave her some kitten heels and I was thinking whether or not I wanted to give her a purse, but I thought it was just too much, so I gave her some bracelets instead. I also wanted to incorporate their cutie marks into the look as well. So I found these playsuits on Pinterest and they all had these designs on the side. So I thought that maybe she could have an outfit like that, but her cutie mark is the design. These drawings will definitely be inspired by the patterns and fashion illustrations from the era that I'm drawing the girls from, but not to the degree as I did in my Redesigning Disney Princesses based off of the year that they came out in, because again, I still want them to look cohesive and look like they're all coming from the same story. So they'll probably all be a little bit more inspired by like 1950s and 60s fashion drawings because those are my favorite. I honestly didn't have too many issues with this drawing as I do with some of the other ones in this video because I had such a clear vision of what she was gonna look like. Since Rarity is my favorite, I've definitely thought the most about her and her fashion because I think it also aligns with my fashion style, and I love to imagine her in all these different like 1950s outfits. I just have to say I love drawing her hair. It's so much fun, it's so fluffy, and I really wanted to do a big curly style. I know short hair was more popular in the 1950s, but these drawings will definitely be more inspired by the era rather than trying to be completely accurate. And for these illustrations, I outlined them in pencil crayon and then I'm going to be coloring them with drawing ink. I really love to do line art. I think it's so relaxing and so much fun, and doing all the different line weights can add so much dimension to a drawing. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of the process. I thought the background was looking a little bit plain. I decided to make up what I thought their signatures would look like, so I added that behind her head and a little border around. I know she looks small on the page, and I think I find my footing with the later drawings. For now, I'm deciding that maybe Rarity is just a little bit short, and I hadn't thought about their heights before, but I feel like that could work. This ink is sort of like watercolor, but a little bit more permanent. I started using it last year and I just fell in love. I think it's my new favorite medium. It looks so vintage and it always gives my illustrations that retro look that I'm going for. The permanence of it can be a little bit scary though, and I did have issues with that in almost all of these drawings, which I hadn't found before, but especially in their faces, since it's so small, getting the little details was really difficult, and I did mess up quite a bit. It was okay though, because I have these acrylic markers that I absolutely love, and that allowed me to sort of cover my mistakes and fill in the face to make it look a little bit less messed up. I think it worked out though. The ugly phase of a drawing is always terrifying because I'm so scared that I spent all this time working on something and it's just not going to work out how I want it to, but it usually always turns out okay. So keep that in mind when you're drawing. There will be a phase of it where it's not going to look how you want to, but just stick it out and it'll come out nice. I also gave her lots of moles, which I think is super cute. I feel like moles are like very chic, and I think that Rarity would totally have a bunch of them. But yeah, here she is. I hope you like her. She might be my favorite in the video. I don't know. I do like how the other ones turned out. Okay, next up is Twilight from the 1960s. Now, I sort of had a clear idea of what I wanted to do for her. Definitely like a mod dress, and I was thinking tights and maybe some like schoolgirl sort of shoes. But I actually went in a totally different direction. Well, not totally, but definitely different from my original idea. While I was looking for inspiration, I came across these patterns of tunics and the wide leg pants. I think it's so cute. I want one of these sets so bad. I actually found the perfect one while I was vintage shopping, and it was like my light pink color too, but it was the wrong size, which was so devastating. Another reason why I need to learn how to sew, but hopefully that could happen eventually. Anyway, I thought that this would look super cute on Twilight. It feels sort of studious, and I felt like it was more creative and different than my original idea. It still sort of has the same silhouette too, just with pants. For these drawings as well, as you saw in my Rarity one, I drew the ponies alongside them just to fill up some more space on the page, which was actually easier than I thought it would be. I had never grown up drawing ponies. I feel like that was a lot of people's introduction to art, but I just love the show. I never really drew them, and I can't draw horses for some reason. Like, it's really hard. I thought I would have a difficult time with the ponies because of that, but I realized they kind of have like horse heads, but the bodies of like a dog. I don't know. They're very different from a real horse, and they're really fun to draw. My friend actually drew me this pony Sona, which I think is the cutest thing ever. But anyway, the rest of her look is very mod with her hair, and then her eyes, I tried to do like the big like bottom lashes, and I gave her some earrings as well. Originally, I did circle earrings, but I thought that stars would make more sense even if they were less accurate. I guess these illustrations are more human versions, like maybe if there was a live action. I think if they were to make a new show, then they would sort of be kept in the original style of the Equestria Girls somewhat, which I do love. I actually like the boots that they have in the original movie. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion, but I think they're a little weird but really cute. The designs as a whole though could definitely use an update. Originally for this video, I was gonna do these digitally and make it in the style of the show, but I know you guys like to watch the traditional art process more, so I decided to kind of think of something new. But maybe in the future I could do designs that I actually think would fit for a reboot. But yeah, these are how I think they would look if they were actually humans that like existed in the real world. Twilight's face gave me so much trouble. I love how it came out. I think like the blue eyeshadow is super cute, but I kept having to redo her face. Again, this was very much a difficult, ugly phase to get through. I thought I maybe would have to restart, but it turned out okay. I decided to do a dark blue for her tunic and pants, and then I went for the lighter pink in her shirt. Even though that's only a small color in her design with the streaks in her cutie mark, I thought doing the dark blue of her hair would kind of blend if it was also on her shirt as well. I really like the color scheme though. I think it's very Twilight. Also, this is totally off topic, but I see so many people get angry about redesigns, and it's never made sense to me because you can always create your own redesign of what you think the characters would look like. And isn't it fun to just have so many to choose from? You don't have to like everyone's design, but they're not trying to personally offend you by it. And people always seem to get angry about the different races they choose to make the ponies. And it just baffles me because of course people want to see themselves in the things that they love. And if you don't see it that way, then that's fine, you can make your own. It's just like, why have one cake when you could have endless cakes? I feel like a lot of people's reasoning for disliking others' designs is just thinly veiled racism, and that's really disappointing. Okay, last but not least, we have Applejack. Now, unlike our other two, I did not have any idea of what I wanted for her outfit. Obviously something Western, but I am interested in 70s fashion, but more of like the groovy disco side. I wanted her to look fashionable, but I also wanted the outfit to be something that Applejack would wear. She works on a farm, so I didn't want it to be too unpractical and just stylish. I wanted the outfit to be something that she could believably wear while she's outside working, doing her thing. Obviously, I had to include the bell-bottom jeans and the big belt buckle, and then I picked out this suede jacket that I saw as well, which I thought worked, and of course a little bandana around her neck. In terms of her hair, I was playing around with giving her that kind of like, I don't know what hairstyle it is, like the dead anime mom hairstyle that she sort of has, but it didn't look very good on a more realistic illustration, so I thought the braid worked better, and also it was something that I think she believably would wear. I am kind of obsessed with her hair. I gave her like the flipped up 70s bangs, and I think her pony hair sort of looks like that as well. So it's very accurate, but also very of the time I was inspired by. I made her a little bit shorter than Twilight. I feel like Twilight is the tallest of the group, but she's sort of more lanky, and Applejack is a little bit shorter than her, but in a more stocky kind of way. I also gave her some hoop earrings. I don't know if she would actually wear them, but I feel like it worked. Also, I think that Applejack would totally have a tooth gap. I think tooth gaps are so cute, and I always like to give my characters them. Just like Twilight, I had so many issues with Applejack's face. I don't know, this round of drawings, something about the faces was just off. Like the eyes are too far apart and the smile is like creepy. I think that Applejack would be super tan from working outside all day. And I think she would have a ton of freckles, like just all over her body, that would be made even more apparent because she's gotten so tan. I really liked how the skin turned out. I think having like tan skin with really blonde hair is a cool look. After I finished her face, everything became a little bit easier. Drawing the hair was fun. I think it's so satisfying. I also gave her some blue eyeshadow, which I don't know if that's fully accurate to what she would wear, but they're all actually wearing blue eyeshadow, Rarity, Twilight, and Applejack, so it makes them look more cohesive. I really love how her jacket turned out. I love to draw the folds in clothing. I think it's super fun. Originally, I was going to incorporate her cutie mark on the belt, but it came out a little too small to be noticeable. So I decided to put little embroidered apples on the side of her jeans. I think they're a little bit hard to see, but I feel like it was a really good way to add them, and she turned out super cute. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm really happy with how these turned out. Let me know which one was your favorite look in the comments. I hope you all have a magical rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!